Welcome in, everybody, to another edition of Argo Sports Insider. I'm your host, Will Kennedy, and every time right here on this program, we are shining the light on all the fantastic things that our student athletes are doing here at the University of West Florida. This is our first April episode of ASI, and that means we are in the home stretch when it comes to spring sports. Gulf South Conference Championship tournaments and the NCAAs are just around the corner. We'll start things off with some softball this week as the Argos went on the road for two series. One, a midweek series up at Columbus State, and that was when they split a doubleheader up there against Columbus State and then had to turn right around, go back on the road to Montevallo to get back into conference play over the weekend. The Argos took the first two games up at Montevallo and looked to be in position to pick up another conference series sweep, but they couldn't come up with the victory in the finale as they dropped a 6-0 tough one to Montevallo. But overall, the Argos improved to 21-9 on the season, and the two wins in conference play mean that it's 14-4 now in the GSC as they are battling to try to put themselves into one of those top seeds when the conference tournament rolls around. Madeline Vasquez got a walk-off win in the second game of the doubleheader and the two victories to open that series up. And there was some good play all around, good strong pitching performance and a win by Montana Young. The Argos hosting Alabama Huntsville coming up for a big series over the weekend. We had a chance to talk to Coach Ashley McLean after that 2 of 3 wins up in Montevallo.
You know, our conference is super strong, and from the top to the bottom, you know, it's a battle. It doesn't matter who you're playing. Everyone's bringing their best game, and you have to have your best game, and, you know, you have to figure out a way, even if you're not feeling well. But we took 2 out of 3 at Montevallo, and I was very proud of the team. You know, it was a tough series, and they have a pretty good team this year. And this weekend's going to be tough against Huntsville. They're always one of the top teams in the conference, so I'm super excited. Our girls are excited to be back at home to play against a solid team and see what the outcome's going to be. But this whole conference tough, and at our conference tournament, it's just going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle, and it's going to be fun, so I'm excited to see it.
This team, you always like to challenge them early in the season because you know the conference is going to be this way. You got a young team coming into the year. Talk a little bit about their growth and development, where they are here into April in the home stretch.
Wow, this team has grown so much, and so it's fun to watch. You know, yes, we have our ups and downs, and yes, we lose games we probably should have won, but throughout it, they're growing each time. And this team gets in there and they get their extra work in and they put their time in, and you can tell how bad they want it and just how they just want to be successful.
Pitching's always the huge thing, especially as you start looking at postseason play. This is a staff that has some experience, but youth as well, and finding out what it's like as you get this deep into the season. You got to rely on Kelsey to help the younger.
Yes, we're relying on Kelsey big time this year, which, it's what she wanted, and she's always wanted to be that ace kid. So that's it for us this year. And we have Montana, who had some experience from last year, but overall, our pitching staff's tough, and if someone's not having their best game, the next person's coming in to pick them up. And that's what we teach here, is just have each other's back. And you're not going to be perfect, and you're not going to feel the greatest every day. So it's who's going to have your back when you need it.
Different people step up, and when you need them to at the plate too. You got a conference award winner this week, but it was different at Montevallo with some different names than it's been in previous weekend.
The last 2 teams we played a shift on Tila, and I had to talk to Tila about it. Is she has to keep her head up. They're playing her, and she's hitting balls up the middle, and she's hitting solid balls, and they're playing that shift on her. So it's hard to attack that. But we had kids around her step up and get on and come through with big hits. And Maddie Vasquez, she didn't have the greatest weekend at the plate, and she still came up in her last at bat in one of the games and came through and won. Got us that winning run across the board. And so to have that, it's just super exciting to see that they're just not giving up. If they go 0 for 3 for their 4th at bat, what are they going to do? You just never know what's going to happen. And so it's exciting to see, and I hope we have a lot of people come out and cheer us on this weekend, because it is going to be a big weekend.
And that Saturday-Sunday series with Alabama Huntsville coming in, that's a big one. Is the baseball will be at home too, so lots of stuff going out at the baseball softball complex of the Fork and the Spoon. It's our day of play as well, so bring the kids on out. There'll be all kinds of things set up between baseball and softball to keep the entire family entertained. Baseball had it a little bit tougher. They were on the road at Montevallo too, and for the first time this season, you actually have to go way back to the beginning of the season with a series down at Rollins where this baseball team got swept. The Argos had a tough time up at Montevallo, dropping all 3 games. They gave up 28 runs in those 3 games and only managed to plate 11. The young guys, the freshmen, were getting it done at the plate and really were the only consistency with the bats. Brady Browning had 4 hits in the 3 losses, and Jaden Fryman picked up 5 hits as he continues to play exceptionally well in his freshman season. Overall, very tough outings for the Argos. We had a chance to talk to Coach Mike Jeffcoat before returning home to play Alabama Huntsville coming up on the weekend. Coach, big series coming up this weekend, and it should be a fun one. Softball going at the same time, and a chance to get back home on the field of the Spoon.
Yeah, we're looking forward to being back home. Always normally play well at home, have a good field. Most teams do, and it couldn't come at a better time. Obviously, we had a rough weekend up at Montevallo this past weekend, but we're trying to right the ship, and we got a lot of confidence in our guys.
You got a young team in a lot of ways, and Brady Browning, Fryman over the weekend, even in some tough situations, they were able to produce some stuff at the plate. And watching those young kids grow, it speaks a lot for the future.
Yeah, we do, and we've got a lot of young guys cutting their teeth and learning how to play at this level and the grind and the intensity and what you have to bring daily to be able to compete at this level. And like you say, a lot of new guys, even transfers and junior college guys, trying to figure themselves out. Basically, Cullen O'Shea and True Fontenot, that's gotten back healthy, is playing a lot. Is one of the 2 only back that had experience last year. A few pitchers, but we've been struggling, a little bit in all 3 phases of the game, and certainly hitting has been down a little bit, and then we're not getting out of the first and second inning without giving up runs pitching staff wise, or coming in out of the pen and not getting that leadoff out has been tough for us. But these guys, we've had a great practice this week to this point, and we readdressed some things and really just getting back to the core of what we've got to do, and that's playing for the name on the front and understanding what our purpose and intent is, but more so playing for the brothers, for the teammates. And I think if they get that passion going again, we've got the talent, we've got the players we want, we can get this thing turned around.
You mentioned that name on the front, and everybody wants a shot at that name and what your program has been, and year in and year out, and you're getting everybody's best. It's a learning curve, isn't it? To
it is.
Get this team and get new players, whether they're transfers or freshmen.
Sure.
To understand that.
Sure, and I mean, there's a lot of great teams in our conference. We've been very fortunate, and humbly have had some success, and the teams of 4, have had success. So each new year, I think that, obviously being picked to win the league is going to put a bullseye on your back. And that's happened the last few years, and we're grateful for that. But you got to go out there and earn it. And, those are all predictions, and predictions can always change. And again, this team's got to earn their right, and this team's got to figure out their identity. We're just starting the second half of the conference run here, and we're still in it, only a game and a half back out of first again. And a lot of teams bunched up. So it's going to be a lot of great competition. I'm looking forward to seeing how this team responds, and I think it's going to respond in the right way.
The Argos are now 17-13 overall, but 12-6 in conference play. They are going to need to step it up with Huntsville coming in and get a series win there and try to improve their position as the Gulf South Conference tournament is not too far away. Same situation for tennis. Both men's and women's tennis are trying to position themselves for GSC tournaments coming up quickly. Both teams had really good weekends as they went out, and the women picked up 3 victories over the weekend with some home matches, beating Mississippi College 4-3, beating Christian Brothers 5-2, and stumping West Georgia 7-0. So the women improved to 11-7 overall, 7-1 now in the GSC. So they're sitting pretty as far as the conference standings are concerned. The men's team under Coach Derek Racine, they are ranked 11th in the country. They come off 2 wins. They took Mississippi College down 5-2, and it was a 7-0 win over Christian Brothers. They are now 7-0 in conference play on the men's side of things as they look forward to potentially being the number 1 seed in the conference tournament. Both men's and women's tennis, they've got Auburn, Montgomery, and Shorter coming in for matches at home at the Ralph Skeeter Carson Tennis Complex. So the home schedule has been really good to both of these programs. We had a chance to talk to Coach Racine as the Argos look to feast on that home cooking.
Yeah, it's a real important weekend for us. We host AUM on Friday, and the men have a chance to finish number 1 in the conference if we can win that match. And the girls actually have a huge match as well. This will be for 2nd or 3rd in the conference. So we're hoping to win that one and kind of solidify our 2nd spot there for the girls. Yeah, I mean, the men's side is just on the conference level, on the national level. It's just super tough. All the teams are are good, and anyone can beat anyone, and it's just been proven. Teams that are ranked outside of the top 20 are beating teams in the top 5. So it's really anyone's game this year for sure. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a rough year for us that way, but we told the girls on the last home matches against Mississippi College was a big match for us, and we just said, hey, we've been through a lot of adversity. We lost a doubles point in a very tight one, and the girls fought back and fought through adversity. And one of our new freshmen, Louisa, pulled out a huge third set win to win that match for us. So I think it's a good building year for the younger ones, the freshmen. They see. They got some older ones to learn off of, but they're also getting an opportunity to not just learn, they're getting an opportunity to play as well. So I think that's going to help us for the years to come. Yeah, it's always fun the senior year or senior day, and getting some people out, and hopefully the sun's out and the weather's nice. Then hopefully we'll get some people out, and we've been having good support from our fans, and I think this weekend will be just a special weekend for the seniors and for the new kids too.
So don't forget Saturday and Sunday matches for men's and women's tennis out at the Ralph Scooter Carson Tennis Complex.
Real change occurs in that split second, a moment of connection among people.
With a common purpose,
a shared vision,
and a unified goal. What will you change?
What will change you? The University of West Florida. No limits.
What does Argo Spirit look like? Is it finding the perfect Argo outfit to show your team pride? Is it giving back while getting your pre-game grub? Or is it connecting with your community in the perfect spot? At Penn Air Federal Credit Union, it's being a proud sponsor of UWF Education, the Alumni Association, athletics, Penn Air Field, and having a spirit of communerosity. Learn more at pennair.org/aboutus.
Men's and women's golf. Last regular season tournaments taking place this week. The Gulf South Conference tournaments are coming up starting the 15th of April. The nice thing is, after pretty much playing all over the place, out in Nevada, to up in Georgia, to down in South Florida, both teams are at home to wrap up the regular season schedule, with the men hosting their Argonaut Invitational over at Pensacola Country Club, the women hosting their version out at Tiger Point. A busy week for both golf teams.
It was a very good week for us, not just the team, but the individuals as well. So overall, all 8 girls came out and played pretty good for the most part. We've been practicing out here for the past month, and I think today with the 27-mile-per-hour winds, it showed, and I really like where we're at. 3 girls on the team finished top 6 in the tournament a week before conference. I think it is a true testament to what we've been doing this entire spring. We've kind of kept our head down, practiced a lot, worked on some details. So yeah, we had a small field, eight teams, but out of that there were 4 ranked. To beat or to finish above 3 of them was absolutely fantastic. If anything, it is a huge confidence booster to the team and to their talent and what they can do scoring wise. As far as getting ready for conference, we've looked at a few courses that replicate the Robert Trent Jones Magnolia Grove, and so we're going to go qualify on those the next week. And I'd love to have a good showing at conference. I know the girls won it. When you finish second at your home event, 2 strokes out, I think that lights a fire in your eyes. So we might have something special show up at conference.
Again, the Gulf South Conference tournaments for golf open up April 15th. That's going to do it for this edition of Argo Sports Insider. Things continuing to heat up, as we mentioned, as we hit this home stretch. So we got a lot coming your way over the next few weeks. As always, goargos.com is your spot online. Check out schedules, see the latest results, news and notes, check into team rosters, all that kind of stuff. And then the Argo Armada app, right there on your phone or your tablet. Great way to keep up with your favorite program. Links to their social medias, all the other stuff as well, schedules, latest news and notes. These are the 2 ways. GoArgos.com, Argo Armada app, the best ways to keep up with UWF athletics. That'll do it for us. We'll see you next time right here on Argo Sports Insider.